How can you unlock your leadership potential? I'm Annie Gibbins. Women's Biz Leaders starts now. Women's Biz Leaders, presented by Women's Biz Global, where each episode we dive into the journeys and successes of remarkable women in business. In this episode, we are joined by Chairwoman of LeadHERship Global, Linda Fisk. Welcome to the program, Linda.
Oh, Annie, what a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on this amazingly impactful program.
So wonderful joining you. I'm in Oz, you're in the US, and I am a fan of LeadHERship Global. It is a fantastic global network that you have championed. I'd love you to share with our viewers today, what was the mission and vision for this incredible organization that you founded?
Yeah, the purpose of LeadHERship Global is really to create and support both personal and professional breakthroughs and guiding women to achieve greater and greater levels of leverage and freedom. And we wanted to ensure that women all over the planet were given access to the kind of resources and tools and connections and opportunities that would help them really accelerate their success, to be able to level up their businesses, their professions, and their personal lives in a way that really exemplifies their purpose.
Absolutely incredible. And now you've got tens of thousands of women in your network, and it's not just in the US, in Australia, it's all around the globe, women connecting to this fantastic organization and the resources that you provide. How did your clinical psychology background shape your leadership approach? I know you've got a PhD in psychology. It's certainly got to be a huge factor in your leadership style.
Yeah, I really recognize that when you're able to work in community, when you're able to work in partnership with others, you're able to overcome daunting challenges. You're able to really create a pathway towards greater and greater success. What I recognize is that as people move through their journey of being a leader, there are times where they are going to be challenged. There are times when they are going to be questioning their own ability, questioning their capacity for leadership, questioning their competency as a leader. And the best way to be reassured, lifted up, empowered, championed is in community. So in LeadHERship Global, we help leaders meet other incredible members of the organization and other women in leadership who have faced the exact same challenges, the exact same obstacles and roadblocks that they have. So this is an opportunity to meet inspirational leaders, create lifelong friendships, and really be surrounded by others that will cheer you on and that are going to be deeply invested in your own success. And we really believe that that is a key to not only personal fulfillment and reward, but really transitional and transformational change. And as I was moving through the PhD program and then opened up my own practice where I was working with people, and I've moved people from grief and loss and anxiety and depression into positions of tremendous impact. And what I find is that everyone needs to be inspired and motivated by others around them who will cheer them on, who will provide counsel and really support them in those times of need. And I think that's the kind of community that we've created.
Oh, you should be so proud, because it is such an incredible community, and I think that's the word, isn't it? I think women have needed that community. We're born for it. We love it. We're connectors. But so much of our life, or over the last few generations, have been women going it alone, having challenges that they just feel like they're the only one. And that's what I love about organisations such as yours and the ethos that you champion, that we actually are all here together navigating our challenges, but also been given opportunities because of the collective. And I know you're a great connector, and you just set opportunities up for so many people. What key challenges do you see that women are facing in leadership, and how does LeadHERship Global then help them?
Yeah, we really focus on harnessing, just as you said, Annie, harnessing the knowledge, the influence, and trust of other high-performing and high-integrity women in leadership all over the world to stimulate idea exchange, to support creativity, to provide resources and tools, and really accelerate personal and professional growth. We know that if you are a business owner, a business founder, a business investor, or you're in the C-suite of a major corporation, whether that's a nonprofit or a for-profit business, that everyone struggles with feeling competent. There are knowledge gaps. As you grow and scale a business, there may be first-time experiences that you're having as a CEO or as a business owner, business founder, where you need lived experience. You need unbiased, objective advice and guidance of other women who have been there and done that. So what we find is that when women struggle with a sense of confidence or competence, they may feel like they are, suffering from imposter syndrome, or they're nervous about being able to speak competently in front of the board and actually providing news that isn't necessarily positive. When those kinds of insecurities pop up, then we're able to provide women who will surround them and give them the kind of knowledge and feedback and the kind of lived experience that they've gone through in those same circumstances. But at the same time, I think that much of what we provide are tangible resources too. We not only help women step into any kind of knowledge gap they have, any kind of experience gap they have, and provide the kind of resources and tools and templates and step-by-step guidance of a way to overcome that gap that they have in knowledge or experience. But we also surround them with the kind of support and guidance and insight that they need to be able to overcome any challenge that they could be facing. And again, I think that what we see is women maybe struggling with confidence, struggling with imposter syndrome, all the way to feeling as though they're taking that next step to provide an exit. And they're ready to begin planning the exit of their business, but they've never done it before. And they need to know the legal ramifications. They need to know the business strategy. They need to know how to price their business, how to market their business, how to find that buyer for their business. So every single step in growing, scaling, and preparing to exit a business, we help provide the knowledge, the influence, and trust of high-performing women all around the world that can support them and help them.
Oh, it's absolutely the one-stop shop. So to our viewers, you're probably thinking, what? How do they have resources for all these things? Because it's been developed over years. It's been championed by Linda, who's actually had that background, works with people from all over through Forbes Business Council, all over the states. And now it's not just her, it's a collective. And I love you've got C-suite councils and others who all put in and develop these resources. So there really are resources for everybody. You would have had past challenges though, and they would have helped you adapt. Is it because you go, because I've been in business, because I have been a psychologist, because I've actually opened myself to approach the challenges and the learnings and then turn them into a solution for people? How have your challenges prepared you for the role that you currently have?
What a good question, Annie. So part of my story, and I would say that when I was younger, I had a really significant stuttering issue. And so I had a really hard time creating intimate connection with others, being able to create a conversation with someone where I felt as though I could express myself fully and be understood. So I'm sure that that was an impetus to creating a community of women where everyone feels listened to and valued and cared for, where we treat all women with respect and that everyone is considered to be worthy. And I'm sure that some of my personal experience being hindered in creating those kind of really intimate conversations and those kinds of relationships when I was growing up, because I had such a hard time expressing myself, and I had such a hard time communicating with others. I'm sure that that is the foundation of what I've created in my adult life. But I would also say that every single woman in leadership that I've ever met has experienced some form of either intentional or unintentional bias, barriers. They have experienced perhaps some sort of roadblock or obstacle to being able to fully express their leadership, to be able to ascend to the level of leadership that they feel capable of. And sometimes those obstacles and roadblocks are very unintentional, and sometimes, though, they are quite intentional. So I really began to study what it is that women need to do in order to, you've heard the expression, pull up a seat to the table. But in this case, it's really about being able to not only define your purpose, but really expand your leadership. If you're being blocked your current career, it's about finding alternatives to create that impact that you're looking for, to really be able to express that purpose. And so I really believe that impactful leadership is about making long-lasting, positive, and meaningful contributions to organizations and communities and in the lives of the people around you. And if you can't find that within your current organization, then you can find that in alternative communities, nonprofits, organizations where you can dramatically impact the lives of people around you.
I love it when people can turn those wounds into superpowers, and that's exactly what you've done. I think anyone watching you go, what? This woman had a stutter? Yes, and a severe stutter, really negatively impacted so much of your childhood, and the fact that you've actually turned that into an opportunity to go, you know what, your voice mattered, other people's voice matters, it's going to affect their journey, how they show up, the opportunities they seek, you know, they're being able to authentically share. I absolutely love all of that, and that has then led you now to create such an incredible organization. And I'd love you to close then on, well, what are the key attributes for a leader? For those people who are watching going, you know what, I want to be a leader. I've got issues and things that I'm overcoming. What's your advice to them today?
I think you have to combine your mind and your heart to lead and achieve sustainable goals and build really lasting impact by genuinely and generously influencing people to believe, to trust, and to join you in your mission. And I really believe that everyone has the opportunity to establish their own unique leadership style based on their own values, based on their character traits and talents. And it's a matter of doing that work to really understand their principles, the practices that they want to embed in their everyday life. And I think that once you're clear about your own unique leadership style, then it's about serving with your mind and your heart, incorporating an attitude of service to genuinely connect with people in your life, earn their loyalty, and impact their lives in not just a single one-time transaction, but in a transformational relationship. So I tell all the women of LeadHERship Global, be generous and participate. Share your knowledge generously with those you lead, being a role model to inspire and motivate others to move forward. What you have experienced in your own life, your own lived experience, can absolutely change the trajectory of someone else's life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Linda Fisk. You have an incredible role model. Thank you to our viewers who've tuned in. You just need to step up to the plate. Be as you are right now. Make that big step. Connect with one of us today. I'll see you again very soon.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.